The Age of Ultron was an underrated or notorious film in the early era of Marvel Studios. While there were aspects of the film that were mentioned or depicted fairly often afterwards, other details in relation to the film were seldomly mentioned outside of the original context at which they were depicted for. But the speculative scenario is this: the Hulkbuster was massively underrated in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the semi-canon film The Incredible Hulk from 2008 introduced the concept of the Hulk on Bruce Banner into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but due to the tumultuous circumstances of the film, from its production to its later implementation or to even importance with the film, were all considered debatable at the time and since. Certain lore or various details relating to the film were only mentioned in passing dialogue or through specific events. Mark Ruffalo was recasted as the actor to depict Bruce Banner on the Hulk, as the film was a pivotal success to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as he was a crucial factor for the defense of New York City against the Chitauri invasion with Loki. The fact that the Hulk was able to kill the Leviathans from the Chitauri fleet with relative ease and was able to manhandle Loki regardless of the situation made the United States military more hesitant to deal with Bruce Banner due to his alias as the Hulk. In the Age of Ultron, Tony Stark unveiled the 44th version of the Iron Man armor coined as the Hulkbuster, as the armor was remarkable in the fact that it was able to stand against the magically infused Hulk as per the bewitching from the Scarlet Witch. Details within the film about the Hulkbuster were vague and deliberate as to not necessarily explain too much of an explanation or reasoning due to the semi-canon status of the Incredible Hulk, on the complicated situation of Age of Ultron itself as a feature within the greater lore of the Marvel Cinematic Universe of the time. Due to the events within the film, Bruce Banner donned the Hulkbuster armor and used it for limited success during the defense of Wakanda from Thanos' forces. Dialogue mentioned by the other Avengers, it was a poor show by Banner and a waste of the armor's potential, and it was confirmed that technically only Tony could use the armor to its full potential. It was later thought of that the Hulkbuster variant of Iron Man's suit was one of the most underrated aspects relating to Iron Man within the original era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Screenwriting in Ultron had to be introduced discreetly through references that Iron Man had devised the armor in part as a reaction to seeing the instability of the Hulk, on realizing that the planet might need some sort of defense to the Hulk, aside from other heroes and heroines that might be willing or able to fight against Banner's manifestation as the Hulk. Basically, Tony had worked on the suit and everything relating to it without the knowledge or consent of other Avengers for their opinions, or the concerns of the United States government, or even the European Union through extension by the Sokovia Accords. Veronica was a miniature satellite that was exclusive to the Hulkbuster and always remained in orbit just outside the planet's atmosphere to avoid detection by other terrestrial satellites of all nations. And even S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't know of its existence, as Tony Stark was privy to information from the United States government on S.H.I.E.L.D., so he specifically built it to be elusive enough to remain quiet and undetected from all earthly observations. The Veronica satellite was also in contact with Tony Stark to make quick customizations or said modifications to the suit, all depending on the situation against the Hulk. So the Hulkbuster armor was essentially a defaulted version which could have been changed with enough inquiries during battle, as theoretically the suit could have become even more formidable with real-time upgrades from Veronica or Tony, or both of them hypothesizing the threat posed by the Hulk when engaging within the Hulkbuster armor. Although not explained, it was estimated to have been powered by the arc reactor in some way, as such a planetary propulsion system needed to be of such a tier of sustainability to be in constant motion or accessible at any given location upon the planet for Iron Man to use the Hulkbuster. Any other method of propulsion or energy supply wouldn't be enough to handle the needs or demands by the Veronica satellite. While the concepts of Iron Man's suit-based technology was mentioned or depicted for clarification in Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 or even Civil War, these contexts of details from these features were rarely referenced aside from the said Soviet Accords in nearly any other feature from the original era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. it was eventually considered to be something too complicated to fully address due to the variables that would be presented if the Hulkbuster armor were to be known by the general public or fully acknowledged by world governments due to the geographically based political ramifications of such armor for warfare.